Greetings everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my new series, Let's Nail This, where viewers try and fix the kills that I gave them one nail in a coffin. In my Nails in a Coffin series, I rate how well a person responds to a life-threatening situation, and I use Nails in a Coffin as a rating system. If they fight hard, they make smart decisions, they sacrifice themselves to save others or something like that, they can get up to 4 nails in a coffin. Now, if they make stupid decisions, have stupid actions like just standing there, running upstairs instead of running outside, not double tapping when they have a chance, they're going to get down to 1 nail in the coffin. There's a lot of stupid decisions we see in horror movies, like I said, like splitting up, not running away, or waiting till midnight to go investigate a haunted house. It can be frustrating when we see a victim do something so stupid, and you may even said to yourself, like, if this was me, I would have done that. That's what we're going to do here. I'm assigning people kills, I should say, that I gave them 1 nail in the coffin from the movies I've covered on my Nails in a Coffin series. They, in turn, are going to tell the audience how they would have done if they were in the victim's position. Now, I think this is something we all do when watching a horror movie. We think about what we would have done. If you'd like to take part and be featured on my channel, you totally can. Just shoot me an email. I'll have my email link down in the description. If you want to be part of it, I'll assign you a kill, and you can make a short video, audio, type up your response, and I'll put that on there on what you would have done in the victim's position. Just, like I said, keep it based in reality. You can't say you're Chuck Norris or John Wick. In this episode, I have my good friend and huge supporter of my channel, AJ, who has a channel of his own called Juiciest Slice, and I'll have a link to his channel in the description down below. Please do him a favor, help him grow that channel, go down below, watch his videos, and give him a subscribe. I assigned him the Nazi driver's death in Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge. This guy was driving Andre Toulon, who was being held captive in the back seat. There was another Nazi guard in the back with Andre. The guard in the back picked up the Pinhead puppet. When he did, Pinhead grabbed his throat and started to choke him. The guard driving was then killed when Tunneler drilled through the back seat into the driver's back and eventually coming out of his chest. I argue that as soon as the driver felt the poke in his back or some type of pain, he should have slammed on the brakes, stopped the car, moved to the side, done something. He didn't do anything but scream, so all I really could have done was give him 1 nail in the coffin. So AJ, he's going to try and fix this. Let's see how he does. AJ, let's nail this.
Salutations all, Juiciest Slice here, collaborating with your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete on his new series, Let's Nail This, in which we are tasked with looking at a horror movie kill and assessing how the victim could have improved their odds of survival. In this instance, I'll be talking about the Nazi driver killed by Tunneler early in the film Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge. To set the scene, it's Berlin 1941. World War II is raging, and the puppet master Andre Toulon's anti-Nazi underground satirical puppet show, not to mention his secret ability to animate sentient puppets, has been exposed, leading to the brutal murder of his wife. Toulon is then whisked away with 2 of his puppets, Pinhead and Tunneler. To answer for daring to lampoon Hitler, and also maybe provide information about the uncanny ability to animate inanimate things into living beings, since the Nazis would really love some controllable zombies for the battlefield. One of the Nazis sits beside Toulon in the rear of the vehicle, while the other mans the wheel. Toulon is in a stuporous state of grief, and sits idly by as the Nazi beside him stupidly takes a hold of Pinhead and gets throttled handily by the puppet. Tunneler then springs to life and runs right through the back of the seat and the driver like a hot knife through butter. On his episode of Nails in the Coffin covering the film, Uncle Pete assigned the driver a generous single nail, and pointed out how he quite idiotically did nothing to escape Tunneler's attack, despite it being an era predating seatbelts, so nothing held the man in place thwarting escape. I agree with Uncle Pete's assessment, and believe this could have gone down entirely differently had the driver done literally anything other than observe a level of immobility and lack of observance that ensured his death. Looking at the scene in its entirety, one path to survival becomes perfectly clear, which I will get to in a moment. First, though, I will break down some other not-so-opportune escape possibilities with probable pitfalls. Putting myself in the position of the victim, in this case I would be a Nazi soldier, so I would also have to consider how command would view my actions. Survival couldn't come at the cost of not appearing courageous and loyal to the Reich, or you'd end up with a bullet in your brain if lucky, or work to death in a labor camp if not, anyways. I don't think having a sidearm would make much difference at this point because everything happened so quickly that the best that could be achieved would be firing willy-nilly. So, what's in the realm of evasive movements that could be feasible? The same way you can't go straight back when evading a punch in a fight because you remain in the line of fire, leaning forward into the wheel would be out of the question. There wouldn't be enough room to reach around and knock Tunneler off course. Once he's engaged, there would be little slowing him down, and at the cost of a mangled hand besides. Would swerving the vehicle side to side violently be enough to dislodge Tunneler? I wouldn't bet my life on it. Would it be possible to simply bail? Since there's no time to hit the brakes once the attack begins, that would be at that point a very risky proposition. Even going as slow as 25 miles per hour, bad injuries could happen, not to mention the vehicle could spin out of control and crash, killing Toulon, something the brass certainly wouldn't appreciate. What about twisting toward the passenger side and getting as far in that direction as possible? It would be another instance when the vehicle could lose control and potentially roll if the wheel cut too sharply one way. So almost certainly an accident in the making. Seems the Nazi driver's death was inevitable under most circumstances. But not so fast. I believe the possibility of survival, maybe even commendation, comes down to better situational awareness than was observed. Since a prisoner was being transported, keeping an eye on the rearview mirror would have been imperative and more than prudent. It could have saved lives. Frequent glimpses would not have been too difficult. The thing is, though, watching wasn't so much imperative as listening. Sounds of a struggle should have drawn attention to the fact that Pinhead was attacking the other Nazi. This would buy a second or two before Tunneler was making his way through the seat. In this brief but exploitable interim, if it was me, I would slam on the brakes, really lock them up, and dip to the right so anything that came flying didn't hit me in the back of the head. In this instance, Tunneler would almost certainly be thrown about before he could start drilling through the seat. Since I ducked, even if he was launched forward like a missile if catapulted by the abrupt stop, I would be spared a fatal head drilling. Wherever he ended up, I would spring out of the vehicle expediently, hopefully able to put it in park beforehand or else a host of other issues could arise, and fling open the rear door. I would then use my sidearm to threaten Toulon, forcing the puppets to comply, since only an idiot would fail to realize to control the puppets you have to control the master. Hopefully all this would be in time to resuscitate the other Nazi, although Pinhead with his big strong hands would probably have him pretty thoroughly dispatched by then. Even if it came at a cost, the important thing would be not only preserving Toulon, but also proving the viability of the puppets. Since knowing Toulon's secrets could have changed the course of the war for the Nazis, probably better the driver and his cohort were a couple of dunderheads. Is any of this conjecture bordering on brilliant? I would unequivocally say no, because to me it was pretty much a no-brainer, and everything's obvious to anyone with any sense of self-preservation. What's important is that I think it's plausible. The real question should be, how the heck is Tunneler so clean a minute later? Toulon must have some amazing blood vanishing solution too. Yeah. Or else Tunneler just went through the core of a man and came out clean on the other side. A nifty trick it would be good to know. Well, thank you for checking out this little diatribe. I want to thank Uncle Pete for including me in this venture. It goes without saying I endorse his channel and you should check it out, and all the terrific work he's doing over there. Please share any refutations, opinions, accusations, japes, or other theories in the comments below. Bye now.
Thanks, AJ. That was great. I loved your breakdown of the entire scene and even what led up to the deaths of the Nazis. Excellent point that when the guy in the back seat was being attacked, the driver should have been alerted to something that was going on. You had a solid point on how the driver should have been paying attention to the back seat, to even with just quick glances into the rearview mirror to see what was going on. You are holding somebody, you're being that's being held captive, I should say. So he should have been paying attention to what was going on. If you saw the other guard being attacked, he should have done something. I love that point you brought up. I think with your actions, if this driver had done everything you said, the driver may have survived because you brought up a lot of excellent points, and even the guy in the back, maybe he could have survived. Not that we wanted him because they were scumbag Nazis, but you brought up some great points on all these other options this driver had. I think it's great. We both showed why that person deserved one nail in the coffin, and I think you did a fantastic job showing on what he could have done to avoid getting killed or at least getting more nails in the coffin. So great job at fixing this kill, AJ. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of AJ's response. I thought it was excellent. So thanks again. This is a fun series so far. People seem to be having a lot of fun with it, and I love the interaction. Again, if you want to participate, just shoot me an email. I have my email link down in the description below. I'll sign you a kill, and you can do something just like AJ did. I'm going to give you a kill from all the movies I've covered so far. Just look at my channel, and you can see all the franchises I've covered. I've covered Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Puppet Master, of course. So, should be a ton of fun. Let me know if you want to participate. It's a great job. And don't forget to check out AJ's channel, Juiciest Slice. I will have a link to his channel down below. Give him a subscribe. Check out his videos. He puts a lot of fun stuff out. I appreciate it. Well, that wraps up this episode. I'll see you this Friday for another episode of Nails in a Coffin. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Be happy. Be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. And remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.